Today's video is going to be quite fun and interesting. We are going to do welcome and thank you for joining my beautiful family. Birthday Sissy, we can hear you.
Perfect.
No, it's too loud.
Okay.
Hey loves, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new here, welcome and thank you for joining my beautiful family. If you are a returning supporter, a regular, a day one subscriber, I welcome you back and I appreciate your support. And if it is your first time coming across this channel, do hit the subscribe button, do like and do leave a comment down below. We have a new video which is quite exciting and it is called My Worst and Best. So if you guys are interested in finding out what has been my worst and best experience or purchase, then keep on watching.
Okay, so first one we have your best and worst meal you've ever cooked.
Best meal I've ever cooked, I would probably have to say oxtail. Anything hearty, I'm very good at. Worst meal I've ever cooked. Oh my gosh, I once tried to make a hake in the oven and then make my own garlic and lemon sauce. And I put too much lemon and it was just sour. It just ruined the entire meal. So that's probably the worst meal I've ever cooked.
Best and worst decision you've ever made.
Hectic. Best decision I've ever made, starting my career as a digital content creator. I mean, I think how everything has unfolded has been perfect. And worst decision I've ever made, jeez, maybe pursuing a business relationship with the wrong people or person, because it has caused delay in certain projects that I wanted to execute.
Best and worst book you've ever read.
Hectic. I'm not that great with reading, but the best book I've ever read is definitely the Atomic Habits. I forgot who it's by, but we'll just put it on screen. Worst book I've ever read, I'm honestly not much of a reader. I can't even say that there's a worst book I've ever read, so I'm gonna skip that one.
Best and worst gift you've ever received or given. Or given.
I'm gonna do received instead of given because I think I'm quite a good gifter. I gift according to what I know a person likes and I listen when people talk. So the best gift I've ever received, definitely probably a Capucine LV handbag. And the worst gift I've ever received, probably recently on Valentine's Day, I just got like a hamper full of chocolates, like different kind of chocolates. And if you know me, you know I don't like chocolate. So it's like, why would you buy me chocolate? That's the worst gift I've ever received.
Best and worst day of your life.
Best day of my life. I'd say recently the best day of my life was picking up my new car. I really loved that day. Or yeah, that one. Worst day of my life. Is when I got a call from a brand that I really wanted to work with and the check was quite big and they were pulling out on the deal. That was the worst day. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
Best and worst childhood memory.
Best childhood memory is, I think my experience growing up was honestly amazing, but I think my favorite memory is probably having tea with my grandmother in her garden. Like, my gran is a huge tea drinker. She actually put me onto tea. So just what she would do so that I wouldn't burn as a child, she had like a saucepan, so she'd pour some tea on the saucepan and I'd slurp from it. So that's probably my best memory.
Hold on.
Now, come to think of it, what I think is my best childhood memory is a time when I thought my mom wouldn't make it to, I don't know if it was a prize giving or a modeling show that I had at school that I happened to win quite a few awards for. So that evening, I looked up at the audience. I thought she wouldn't make it, but I didn't know that she was stuck in traffic because of an accident on the highway. So I remember just feeling really down and sad. But then at the end of the show, I realized that she actually did make it, but she was sitting at the back. So I broke down completely, became so emotional that she actually showed up for me against all odds, and she continues to till this day. Love you, mommy. And then my worst memory growing up, oh my gosh, it's a time where I was walking in the passage instead of sitting in one place and eating. So my hands were greasy and I dropped my plate of food, and my aunt made me eat my food off the floor. I'll never forget that day. I was like, this lady is not nice. But yeah, that's my worst memory growing up.
Best and worst advice you've ever received?
Best advice I've ever received is to trust my intuition, listen to my gut, because it will never lead you astray. And the worst advice I've ever received is YOLO, because very often when someone says we only live once, friend, let's go there, let's do this, you come home with some regrets.
In terms of the year, best and worst birthday so far?
Best birthday. I think one of my most memorable birthdays is when my friends surprised me with a birthday dinner, which actually happened last year. I think I've had 2 surprise birthday dinners from my friend. It was very nice. They even went to a point where they contacted Keys Fashion and they got an evening gown designed for me. So, such a memorable experience. Thank you so much, friends. And the worst birthday, do I ever have worst birthdays? Have I had a bad birthday? My worst birthday, I have no recollection. I don't recall having a bad birthday. Yeah.
Best and worst purchase you've ever made?
Best purchase I've ever made is my latest investment, which is in property. Worst purchase I've ever made, this other Dolce & Gabbana bag that I have that has like a lot of crystals and clay flowers on it. I feel like it was a pointless purchase because it was great for the event. However, I haven't gotten much wears out of it. Considering how expensive it was, I think I could have lived without that purchase.
Best and worst date you've ever been on?
OMG, best date I have been on. Oh my word, I remember this one time someone flew me out to Cape Town. He also lives in Joburg, but he happened to be in Cape Town for business. And it was like a whole wine and dine experience. We went out for dinner at a very nice restaurant. The food was amazing. And then after dinner, we were like, he took a route back to my hotel, which was on the top of a hill of Cape Town. So we had the whole views of the city with the lights on. And we took a moment to just pause in the car and, you know, enjoy the surroundings. So I think that's probably like one of the best dates I've been on. And one of the worst dates I've been on was with, oh my gosh, this other guy asked me out on a date. It was actually a blind date sort of, but I seen his picture. So we went to a restaurant and my earring fell out while we were at the table. So I'm looking for my earring, and he shouted at me. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you on the floor? But I didn't even get on the floor. You know, like when you lean but you're still on the seat. I was like, I'm looking for my earring. And he's like, no, get off the floor. He hasn't even offered to help me look for the earring. I was like, oh, gentleman much. And then the second thing he did was, you know how you can rest your forearms on the table, but apparently putting your elbows is not polite. So I had my forearms on the table and he was like, you know, it's bad manners to have your forearm on the table. That time this guy has been slouching the whole time and yelling. So I was just like, if there's anyone who's gonna talk about manners, it shouldn't be you, sir. So yeah, that was the worst day I've been on.
That is all I have for you today.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Reggie, for the questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you want more of it. It was so fun to film. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.